Hey, yo, what is poppin'? What's up? 9-game slate, Masters Eve. Masters Eve, we did a live stream earlier. A little bit different of a live stream, similar to these ones that we do at the NBA, where we did some lineup construction, but really in-depth there, kind of talking about specific contests. I encourage you to check that one out. A lot of people tuned in for that Masters Eve one, so I appreciate that. Yeah, we are here right now to be breaking down this 9-game slate. A lot of stuff. I'll fix this camera. A lot of stuff on the 9-game slate to kind of go through, figure out, chill out, relax. Max all cool with that. Fix this again. Cool. So yeah, let your questions flow into the chat right now. We got the PGA stuff out of the way. I'm going to be finishing those lineups tonight and really tomorrow morning. The event doesn't lock until, I believe, 8 a.m. I'll have to double check that, but I'll be up around 5 or 6, and we can work on that. See some people hopping into the chat. Yeah, I think I accidentally set two. I must have double tapped something to set 2 live streams for the golf video. I deleted one really quickly, but I think it shoots out the notification for each, and YouTube will only send out notifications 3 times. So I assume that this will be a smaller crowd, but that's fine. So get any questions that you have in. We'll stay on as long as we need to. Any news that comes through as we're on, we can update for. So some pretty big news today, because we were talking about it. Some people were talking about it. I was watching as I was doing some stuff in the background on the NFL Draft Guide, which is going to be coming this summer, but starting some stuff up there with rookies. Yeah, Tristan Thompson, he's going to play. Tristan Thompson is off the injury report. So that's 18 minutes now of center that's going to be in Boston, and that hurts, assuming that he is playing, which is the news. That really does hurt Robert Williams. So Robert Williams right now, I have him projecting out for 23 fantasy points, and if you want to go to Prize Picks, we can talk about them a little bit later on because they're a sponsor, but I want to make sure you getting in here right now can take advantage of this. So you're watching live or on the replay. Link in the description. Use the code SAL. You'll get a free match up to $100. But they have not yet changed this. And normally they're quick to react on this. They did not see it. I guess it's because it happened early in the afternoon. Robert Williams is at a 36 fantasy point over-under. Go ahead and take the under on that. Tristan Thompson is back. Robert Williams is not going to now play 30 minutes. Even if he starts, he's now not going to play 30 minutes. It's just not going to happen with Tristan Thompson back. So 36 fantasy points, it's a strong under for me. I have Robert Williams projecting for 23 or 24 fantasy points right now. Do I think he can score more than that? Of course. Do I think he can score 28, 29, 30 today? Yeah, of course. But 36 is a very steep ask with now Tristan Thompson back. They have not yet updated that. That is the top play, like we've been saying on this. Earlier today, I said Jason Tatum 42 over. You have to hammer that. You have to hammer it. Hopefully you watched the video this morning. It's now at 44. It's still a fine thing to take the over on, but I'm not recommending it now because it's just way better this morning. This one, Robert Williams, by the end of the stream, I will not be shocked if it goes down to 30 or 28 or somewhere along those lines once they realize, maybe they're watching the stream, once they realize that they did not properly project Robert Williams today. This is a massive under. Sites make mistakes. Sites forget some things, especially smaller sites like Prize Picks. Take advantage of this. I don't usually start off the show with Prize Picks. Take advantage of this under. I'm a 13-point difference on this over-under. Even if you want to put a buffer in for me being off with blocks or something like that, 10-point difference, come on. So assuming that this questionable tag or now the probable tag on Tristan Thompson is indeed true from the earlier reports and that there's no beat writers being wrong there, which is unlikely, then yes, Robert Williams looks like a schmack of a play. We got my man Larry Magruder with the super chat starting off the day. Thank you. I appreciate that. Starting off the Masters Wednesday, if you will, Masters Eve. He starts it off with a super chat. He puts in $5 Rusies. I appreciate that donation. Thank you, my man. He says, hey, Sal, would you say Jokic is a lock tonight? No. I would not say that Nikola Jokic is a lock tonight. We could pull up Denver's minutes. He's a yes for me. Nowhere near a lock. As of right now, the only guy who will be a lock on this slate is if Domantas Sabonis is out and Gogo Betances starts at center if there is no Turner or Sabonis. He's the only one who would be a lock for me. If Tony Bradley was to start at center, he would be a borderline lock. Jokic is nowhere near a lock for me today. Jokic is my overall 17th play on the slate. He is a yes for me. He is one of my yeses. I don't have many yeses on this slate. I currently have 14 yeses on the slate and about 40 players in a player pool. That player pool will definitely increase. 40 players in a player pool means 40 guys that I will have at least 5% or more ownership on. So obviously, guys, 5% or less, it'll be more than that. What's going on, Sal? What's going on, Avery? What's up, my man Sal? Squeak Diesel says, fellas, what's going on? Josh. Yo. What's up, boss man? Lords and ladies. What's up, fellas? You made it to Texas yet? Home skillet? No. Texas mid-May move. Brutal morning of MLB DFS. I did not play, but sad to hear that, Mr. David. I don't know who ended up not coming through for you. Fellas and dollar Ruskies. Oh, yes. Playing my first $50 pool. Wish me luck. Nice. In the NBA tonight or for the Masters? As we kind of talk through some of this stuff, let's start to build out some lineups. So, as always, let's just build it out as if we didn't change anything. Let's just build it out as if this is a cash lineup that we're trying to see where the optimal lineups are starting off today, and we'll build it out from there with the big energy optimizer. How was Turner low on last night? And, of course, he gets hurt. Yeah, exactly right. Nice glasses, Sal. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sal, always happy for the NBA and golf news as well. Thanks, man. No problem, Braden. Yeah. Let me fix this. I think we're getting Getting the green screen to show through a little bit, or not cover through. Yeah, hopefully all of this right now that are watching the NBA, I know all of you are not into golf, right? The Masters and Super Bowl golf is tomorrow. I encourage you to try it out, even just from a DFS standpoint. You might be telling yourself, oh, golf's such a boring sport and all this. That's some stuff that you probably told yourself 5 or 10 years ago and you never actually gave it a shot, especially with something on the line. Any sport is fun with something on the line. WNBA is one of the best DFS sports if you have, obviously, something on the line. So, yeah, I encourage you to check out the Masters. A lot of great contests. We have some content up now, 3 pieces of content this week. I encourage you to check out the live stream that we put up earlier this morning. That is also in podcast form. Durant today, unless I get news that he's not on a minutes limit, not for me. Top 3 SuperDraft plays today. I can give you top 3 based on projection. Terry Rozier, Jokic, and Randall. Are they my top 3 overall? No, they wouldn't be my 3 favorite plays, obviously, because not getting the best multipliers on some of them, like a Jokic at 1.05x. Man, I got killed last night. Yeah, a lot of injuries last night. Whole lot of injuries last night. John Morant leaves, right? Miles Turner leaves. A couple other guys ended up leaving last night. Not great. Robert Williams fouls out in 14 minutes of play or something along those lines. Not great at all. Then we have Buddy on the other side. Then we have Buddy Lee. So Buddy Lee says he has the best NBA night ever. That's the nature of the NBA DFS, right? Jaden goes, and depending on if you're only playing one line of piece, right? Then it's obviously anything can happen. But Jaden says he ended up getting killed last night, and Buddy 2 messages later says he ends up having his best NBA night ever. That's what you get, right? So we can pull up some other minutes today. I'm projecting right now John Wall in as he's expected to play. Here's Houston's minutes. Not on the screen is DJ Wilson for 16 minutes, but I can pretty easily make that go on the screen by taking out Anthony Lamb. There you go. Or should start to pop up on the screen. Favorite value plays today. As it stands right now, I am projecting out Domantas Sabonis and Miles Turner. Turner got hurt last night pretty bad. So I'm giving Gogo Betances a nice value option. Tony Bradley, Miles Bridges, who is this man right here, is Miles Bridges right there in the picture. So Miles Bridges, let us restart this since I updated the projections and rerun another build. Let's go with this and let's build that out. Alrighty. So those are like my top 3 overall rated plays right now. Doug McDermott also looks okay from a value standpoint. And then it really starts to fall off a cliff because John Morant is expected to play. I wasn't sure if he would play after he had it looked like a gruesome kind of injury. Not gruesome, but just really painful injury. So, yes. After that, the value starts to drop off really quickly. Like Josh Richardson at 4,800 looks okay. And then you get to all the OKC guys who just look decent. But now they have 10 bodies in that rotation thanks to Jalen Board and like Justin Robertson or whatever his name was. But Gogo Betances, if guys are out. Tony Bradley looks fine either way at the price point for OKC. Miles Bridges, Doug McDermott look like some of the top values right now. But with so much injury news, this is the injury news that we have so far. Like we have so much injury news on questionable tags. Like Porzingis is still questionable. Maxi Kleber, Trey Burke ended up getting ruled out today, so like that could be updated. Jamal Murray has some injury status concerns. So there's so much injury news. John Wall is now going to play, but you have all this injury news from Indy today. Clark's been ruled out, so that opens up a little bit more usage for some other guys. Yeah. So the optimizer just ran. So the optimizer, this is if we don't put any randomness on, which obviously is not the most ideal way to go about it, but this is just to have a starting point for today, to start to build some lineups. So these are going to be some chalkier lineups, which will make sense to you. That will make sense to you because we're just building it with no randomness, no uniques. And what that means is we're basically saying, yeah, just put any lineups together that look pretty good. And a lot of these guys are going to have some pretty high ownership today. Should not really shock anybody. Like looking at this list right now of this top projected lineup, I mean, Kyle Anderson probably won't pick up a ton of ownership. Other than that, though, I would expect basically, assuming Sabonis misses, like Gogo to be the highest owned guy and the rest of these guys to pick up a good amount of ownership. So, yes, these are obviously going to be chalkier lineups because they are your quote-unquote optimal builds. My boy Sal in the flesh, give me some quick pair-ups with Robert Williams. Under 2 more to go with him. I don't know what you're talking about, my man. Quick pair-ups. Top 3 value plays today. Yeah, the ones that we just mentioned. Top 3 value plays will be Goga Betances if guys are out. Tony Bradley and Miles Bridges. McDermott also in that range. But we have to see what happens with Sabonis and honestly not even Brogdon. I'm projecting Brogdon in today, but we have to see what happens with Sabonis and things like that. Do you like Onyeka if Capella is out? If he was to start, yes. Obviously Capella is now questionable. It seems as if DeJounte Murray will play today. Sal Bagadonis, hit it with them prize picks, my man. Yeah, the under on Robert Williams is the best play on prize picks. It's not even close. I hate when we have to wait for news and it all drops at once. I mean, that's every single day in the NBA, so. Can't believe Holland is fighting again already. Yeah, he picked up the fight. He picked up the fight today. Or yesterday, I believe. Yesterday or 2 days ago. Yep, Kevin Holland. Big mouth Holland. The Trailblazer fighting this weekend against Marvin Vittori. Contest selection, the same for golf as NBA. Yep. Always the same for me. Single entry in 3 max, small field, smaller the field, the better. Do not chase the Millie Maker unless you have just a need to want to do that in terms of not caring about your money. If you're chasing the Millie Maker with the hopes of increasing your bankroll, terrible idea. If you're chasing it because you just want to have some fun on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you don't care if you lose any of that money, well then sure, play the Millie Maker. But not caring about losing your money seems like a pretty dumb thing to do. Like you can be entertained and have a shot to win $50,000, right? Master Sunday, best Sunday of the year. I would say like I would say a couple of the NFL first weeks. I mean, every single NFL week I'll take over Master Sunday, but yes, Master Sunday is fun. Harold OG ejected. Yeah, Harold and OG got ejected earlier as well. There were some big options yesterday as well. Last few slates, I've done the best on slates where I stuck with my initial lineups in a night filled with last minute chalk. There you go. Do you think playing Lonto Griffin is different enough in a 100-person field contest? Yeah, you can play Lonto. I mean, Lonto will be like 6% owned, so yeah, it depends what your total lineup ownership is. Just a helpful tip that works sometimes. For example, last night I stayed away from the Pacers. Also, you stayed away from the Pacers and Miles Turner got hurt. So, I mean, like that's a small sample that there's extreme noise there because a chalky Miles Turner, not even that high owned Miles Turner, honestly, but him getting hurt throws a bunch of things out of balance. A game blowing out throws a lot of things out of balance. So, I mean, those plays did not do well, not because of their skill sets, just because of a blowout plus injuries, right? There's a night a month ago where Dallas was a bust. I stayed away from them 1-3K. Yeah, you can stay away from certain teams, like when guys are shitty, like if it's Dorian Finney-Smith or Maxi Kleber being highly owned, yeah, you can stay away from those types of guys who are going to be busts for you. But playing the chalk and NBA normally will work for you. It's a matter of your total lineup ownership. So these are going to be chalk lineups tonight, right? So here's like the third highest projected one right now in the Big Energy Optimizer. Then we can start to add some randomness. DeJounte Murray is playing tonight. Yep, haven't projected him. Yo, Sal, just signed up for Patreon and looking forward to being a part of the community. Richard. Round of applause, everybody. Richard in the chat. Welcome him into the community. Yeah, be sure to get into the Discord over on Patreon. If you're saying like you just signed up, meaning like today or like right now during the stream, yeah, be sure to get into there. Link your Patreon. I see Richard just signed up. I see Theory just signed up. We got 3 more just during that stream. Mark just signed up. 3 more Hall of Fame members to Patreon. Access to everything, all the different lineup optimizers. So golf, NBA, MMA with MMA returning this weekend. Yeah, NFL of course when that starts to come out. MLB projections. So yeah. Happy to have you. Happy to have all of you in here. Sal, a.k.a. the dude, a.k.a. the man, a.k.a. What's up, Chase? How you doing? The fellas, what's up, dude? What's going on, man? How's your day going? What do you think of Chris Paul today? Meh. So I'm going to start to add some new builds. So, I mean, Phoenix is the same all year. If everybody's healthy on that Phoenix team, I'm going to go to 3 uniques and 3 guys from a team, and I'm going to go to 27% randomness, and I'm going to rebuild these lineups now. If there's ever a time when people are, let's just say, like, if nobody's hurt from Phoenix, I'm trying to capture my thoughts. If nobody's hurt from Phoenix, it's so hard for there to be value. Like, especially when they're all priced up at these points. Yes. Do I like Chris Paul today? No. Do I think that he can score 50 points? Yes, because he continues to have 10 assists in every single game over the last couple of weeks. But when they're priced at 9,000 and 8,500 and they continue to take away from each other on a team that notoriously this year is playing at a slower pace, yeah, I mean, they're at extreme top-level price points. Chris Paul has to score 45 fantasy points for you today to even start to become in your winning lineups, like even start to get into those winning lineups. That's a lot of fantasy points for Chris Paul. The second he doesn't have 12 or 14 or 15 assists, it's over for him. The second Booker stops scoring 30 real-life points, he's not going to score 50 points and get you into a lineup, right? On Prize Picks, you like the under on Robert Williams and the over on Rozier, Anderson, Towns. I don't believe I took Anderson. Let me see. I have the over on Rozier. I have him at 44 points. I have the over on Towns. I have him at 50. Yeah. So I wrote down 7 Prize Picks. Those are 3 of them. Anderson I stood away from just because Anderson's not a consistent player. Sure, he'll project out decent, but he's kind of a hit or miss player. It's not as nice. Do you like Lonzo tonight? I want to see what happens with Brandon Ingram. I'm currently projecting in Brandon Ingram, so no. Moses Brown or Valanciunas? Valanciunas, but there's something to be said about Moses Brown. So on the screen, you're starting to see some differentiated lineups. This is me using the optimizer, starting to add some randomness to it. So you start to get Davis Bertans as a lower-owned option. Jaylen Brown won't be low-owned, but a decent option. You start to get these types of lineups together. Brogdon and LeVert, I'm fine to get them in the same lineup, assuming Sabonis is out. So you start to get some differentiating pieces there. This lineup has Zeller as sort of like a punt option, although it looks decent today. So not bad in that lineup, but Zion won't be that highly owned. John Morant won't be that highly owned. Bradley will be highly owned, but he's your punt along with Goga. So interesting lineup builds. It looks like you kind of have to go balanced today naturally because, again, there's not a lot of value. But somebody just asked me about Jonas Valanciunas versus Mr. Moses Brown. Moses Brown has been in 3 straight blowouts, and his price point's dropping only because of that. So I like Jonas Valanciunas more today. I'll pull up Memphis's minutes. I have Jonas Valanciunas pushing 40 fantasy points today at just 7,200. So that's a clear yes. He's one of my 14 yeses. But Moses Brown is in a player pool for me. Moses Brown is not going to project out anywhere around the industry as a good play today. Moses Brown has played in 3 straight massive blowouts. Now he plays on OKC, which is a terrible team, so that's why. But OKC is playing Charlotte today, who is down their top 2 players, and Gordon Hayward and LaMelo Ball. Also down a pretty good depth piece in Malik Monk, who's having one of his better years when he is healthy this year. So, I mean, if any game's going to stay close, it's that one. And Moses Brown, he's not getting anywhere near his minutes because of these blowouts. If he actually gets to play his 30 to 32 minutes, with Al Horford not playing there anymore, he's going to score close to 40 fantasy points. So Moses Brown and Jonas Valanciunas are closer to similar plays as you might think. There's just a lot better chance that Jonas Valanciunas' game stays closer, and also Jonas Valanciunas' point per minute wise is going to be better than Moses Brown. But Moses Brown at that price point is still very appealing. So Moses Brown not going to pick up any ownership today. If you're looking for the ultimate pivot and you're just saying, fingers crossed, take care, brush your hair, put your hands in the air like you just don't care because you must not care, right? You have to go with Moses Brown and just hope that the game doesn't blow out. Moses Brown will be a 1% owned guy tonight that can score 50 points. Hopefully this happens. We can clip it. We can put it up tomorrow morning because Moses Brown has the upside and with pretty much ease if the game stays close to score 45 to 50 fantasy points at 1% ownership tonight. And you do not usually find that all that often. You do not find that all that often, let's just say in the 6K range with absolutely no ownership. Sometimes you'll find it in that range, but it'll be 10% owned, right? Like Enes Kanter yesterday, 6K, and he's like 10, 11% owned. So he's decently owned, but nothing crazy. 1% owned though, I mean, that's the type of guy that you don't have to play in a single entry 3 max, but if you're playing in those $100,000 to first place, 40,000 person prize pools or contests, that's the type of play that you need to be taking chances on because of the unmeasured upside. Paul Millsap was ruled out, so doesn't really change much. Like it'll give Michael Green 5 or 6 more minutes and just like Zeke like 1 or 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes. So I only had Paul Millsap. You can pull up Denver's minutes, so this is not going to be any major change. Paul Millsap being ruled out, I only had Paul Millsap for literally 10 minutes today, so I'll update this on my back end. We'll just give 6 more minutes to JaMychal Green, 2 more minutes to JaVale McGee, and like Zeke 2 more minutes. It doesn't really matter where you put them. It's not going to affect anybody today. Like $3,200 JaMychal Green. If you think he gets all those minutes and plays 20 now, sure. How many uniques for a single entry 800 person? I'd run 2 uniques. Luka or Kyrie today? Give me Luka. Wendell Carter or OO? Can you explain who OO is? Is that Onika? I mean, it's going to be. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's going to be Onika. If that's going to be the answer, they're just price-wise. They're in a different pricing tier, but only if Clint Capella is out. What do you think KD is? A must-play? You think he drops 60? KD is not a must-play. What's up, bro, man? I do not think KD is a must-play. I do not think KD plays anywhere near his normal minutes. If they tell us KD plays his normal minutes, I'll project him for 36 minutes today. But I'm giving KD 30 minutes right now, which drops his projection from his normal projections into the 50s to the 40s, and he is a no-play for me. I mean, this is a guy who's dealing with a lower body injury that they've already said they're not going to play on back-to-backs this year. So his first game back, like they're being very cautious with him because the reason he's there and James Harden is there and Kyrie is there is to win a championship, not to get an extra 3 or 4 wins in the regular season to make the playoffs. They're already going to make the playoffs pretty easily. So Kevin Durant, I would expect to play 28 to 30 minutes today unless we get told otherwise. How's your day going, Sal? Chris Paul or Capella? I'll take Capella. Day's going pretty good. Hopefully yours is going good as well. How do you feel about Trae Young? I like Trae Young. Trae Young is going to be owned today, but it's fine. He's a buy low option right now. He's one of my 14 yeses. Trae Young for me currently, so he was in our top 10 plays this morning. Things have obviously changed since then, but Trae Young is a top 20 play for me. With some updates due to some news and projecting guys in different ways. If I factor in just my yeses, Trae Young is just looking at my yeses today and where Trae Young ranks among those yeses. Trae Young would rank out as my number like 12 play on the slate. So he's dropped a little bit since this morning. What do you think about Bruce Brown with no Harden? I gave him 24 minutes. With Kevin Durant back, it's a no-go for me. Bruce Brown's price point is now up because Harden's been out for the last couple of games. It should not be that high up there with now Durant being back, but it's not going to factor that in because it lags behind. C from OKC, a decent SuperDraft play today at a 1.8x multiplier. He made a player pool for me, but decent would be a stretch. So, I mean, he made a player pool for me because he has the high multiplier, but he's my number 31 overall SuperDraft play. So actually puts Fee as he's in a player pool, but not a strong interest by any means. He's not a yes on SuperDraft. Larry Nance is out. He's out for tomorrow. How many minutes do you got KD for? I have him for 30 minutes. Brooklyn's minutes are on the screen right now for me. Not all of them are making it onto the screen. We'll take out Elise Johnson, who I gave 0 minutes. But the only other guy not on the screen is like Tyler Johnson and Chioza for a couple minutes apiece. Chalk versus last minute chalk, though, Sal. That's what I'm referring to. Last minute chalk is usually better chalk, in my opinion. And also last minute chalk is never as chalky as it should be. In the NBA, it can be pretty efficient, but a $3,500 center who now projects out for 25 fantasy points beginning of the day would be like 55-60% on. He might last minute chalk, if we're talking like the last 5-10 minutes, he might only get up to the 30s in ownership, right? Maybe 40s. So last minute chalk usually is not as chalky as it should be. But yeah, I mean, I think last minute chalk, if we're talking about the last like 5 minutes, there's nothing better than that because people can't react to it quick enough. If we're talking about an hour or two before lock, and then it's like the exact same stuff as if it happened 5 or 6 hours ago based on just how easy it is for people to get information. I mean, 200,000 people follow Fantasy Lab, so everybody's pretty much in the know. The day is good. Keep on keeping on. Thanks, man. You too. I got a feeling KD is going to ball out to silence them haters. I mean, the Michael Rappaport stuff, I don't think he cares too much about that. You told us to stack Indy in the crap, the bed you don't want us to win, brother, says Redneck Ronald. Nobody told you to stack Indy. I mean, we got bots in the chat. The problem with bots is, if whoever's running this Redneck Ronald bot, the problem with bots is if you don't watch the content, everybody else knows that you're a fraud. Never in my life would I say stack an NBA game, and I think people know that. So, sad for you. You're gone. How do you feel about Okiki? Yeah, Chuma's been playing really well. Minutes-wise, Chuma's been playing really well. Some things are going to change today. Ken Birch is now back, so it limits some stuff. Okiki's in a player pool for me. I'll pull up Orlando's minutes. Cole Anthony I'm projecting back as well. Gave Cole Anthony 18 minutes. Chuma today I'm giving 33 minutes. Okiki on the over today, it's not enough for me to want to get there. Like, he's not the type of player that you feel solid about his production with now a Ken Birch and a Cole Anthony returning to the rotation. Minutes have been solid, but now those minutes are in doubt, so it's not enough for me to take it today. Only one in the NBA lineup going hard on Gyalf. LOL, Luka and Porzingis, same lineup, okay, with Trae Young and Robert Williams. I wouldn't play Robert Williams now. Tristan Thompson is back. Does not look good for Robert Williams. But Porzingis and Luka in the same lineup, probably not for me. Those two are rarely getting they're rarely hitting their ceilings together. So if you're talking GPP, no. In anything, no. Like, Porzingis to score 55 or 60 means that Luka is going to likely, unless there's overtime, likely, like every single game except maybe one this year, and trying to find that game is a pretty bold thing to do. Yeah, I don't like that combination of guys. But I agree. I'm playing a good amount of golf this week for the Masters. My exposure is not changing in NBA today, though, because it's still a pretty big slate, and it's nice. Thank you. No problem, man. Bridges or PJ? Give me Bridges. Somebody says, bro, you dumb if you sack the Pacers. Agreed. Almost 9K for Paul is steep. Yeah, I mean, honestly, 9K for Booker is steep as well. Sal, you dripping right now? I'm dripping. Yeah, I got that drip. Because of the Okiki, let's put some more drip on. Let's put the Sterling Silver chain. Because Okiki and Bogdan love. I don't have really any Okiki and Bogdan love today, to be honest with you. Sal, how's your day going, my man? How you feel about Zion or Tatum today? I like Tatum. I like Tatum this morning on Prize Picks the most on the over 42. Now it's at 44, so it's kind of a no bet for me. Tatum's in a player pool. Tatum's a yes for me. Pull up Boston's minutes with no Kemba and no Fournier. Thompson is returning, though. Zion, I don't really care. We'll have to see what happens with Brandon Ingram. Zion at 9K, he is what he is. Like, if Ingram's out, you can play him. You're probably not getting much more of a ceiling. Zion to hit the 60s just because of his gas tank. He's not going to play 37, 38 minutes often, and he needs to get there for him to hit 60s pretty often. So, I mean, if Zion hits 45 to 50 at 9K, it's not doing much for you. And that's kind of like his top outcome if Ingram is out. Maybe not top outcome, but, like pretty much top 10% outcome. LeVert, Bridges, or Ross today? The answer is LeVert if Sabonis misses. The answer is LeVert if Brogdon misses, right? If one of those guys misses, it's LeVert. Otherwise, I'll go with Bridges. Sub Sal, a little late. What did I miss? Yeah, just some questions, Just some questions, just some chilling out, relaxing, maxing out, cool. Sal, Sicilian, Calabrese. Yes, I am. I'm both of those. I'm Sicilian. I'm like 90% Sicilian, and Calabrese, I think like 8%, and then I'm like 2% another town in Italy. How do you feel about TLC tonight? Never that. Thoughts on Aaron Gordon today? I think did he make a player pool for me? I have him below a fantasy point per minute producer now, so it's tough for Aaron Gordon. He makes a player pool for me. The price point's not changing much. He makes a player pool for me. That's about it. Like, I don't have much interest. He's not a good player in Prize Picks. So yeah. How yesterday work out for you, Sal? OG killed me yesterday. Yeah, there's a lot of landmines. Miles Turner, landmine. OG, landmine. Like, there's a lot of landmines yesterday. Yesterday, I think I lost like 17 or 18%. So I lost like 200 and something bucks. I played like 1,500. So I lost like 200 and something bucks yesterday. Disclaimer, don't listen to anything Brumhen says. LOL. You like D'Lo today? As long as the minutes limit's still on, no. But he will take away from Anthony Edwards and Rubio and those guys. So it really makes that team hard to like outside of probably Towns for me. Miles Bridges or Kyle Anderson? Miles Bridges. PJ Washington, a yes for you? No, he's not a yes. Does Brooklyn run Aldridge and Griffin together? Jordan Claxton take a bigger hit? Yeah, Claxton definitely takes a hit today. I currently gave Blake Griffin 22 minutes and Aldridge 28. So I do think that they play alongside each other at some points. Thoughts on Wendell Carter today? Yeah, I still like Wendell Carter. He's one of my 14 yeses on the slate. Wendell Carter grades out still for me at this point. Even with Ken Birch in, I'm projecting Ken Birch in. Carter ranks out as my 7th overall play at 33.8 fantasy points. Looks like a strong option, assuming he starts today. How do I feel about Maladon or Pokovetsky? I'll take Maladon if I had to choose one. Thoughts on John Wall? Not really there. He hasn't played in a while. I doubt they give him 36 minutes right away, so I'm giving him 32, and it doesn't look good. Who are your top 5 plays on DK, Sal? I mean, I can give you top 5 rated plays right now. Are they my top 5 overall? No, because I don't know your total lineup ownership and stuff like that. Goga Betances, if Sabonis is out, right? Tony Bradley looks like a pretty nice value. Miles Bridges, McDermott, if Sabonis is out. Malcolm Brogdon, if Sabonis is out, right? Wendell Carter, Jonas Valanciunas, LeVert. Like, these are some of the top plays. If Sabonis is out, you have to kind of buy all that stuff. It's a pretty ugly slate right now. Like, the pay-up options really don't look good. Like, I mean, Jokic and Karl-Anthony Towns look good, but to get to one or both of them, probably one, they're both centers. But to get to one of them, it's tough with the value that we currently have. We're going to need to see some value open up over the next hour and 50 minutes. And Paul Millsap being out does not open up that value. John Wall or Christian Woods today? Give me, if I had to pick one, I'll take Woods. Don't want either. Scary Terry? Yeah, I like him. Thoughts on Tyus Jones? With John Morant playing, you can't go there. Just because I'm a brother don't mean I'm trolling. Yeah, man, you chilling, you chilling. Need a late night hammer. What's your options? Jazz versus Suns. Yeah, what's your options? Thoughts on Terrence Ross today? The price point is dropping very quickly. So he's starting to become appealing because the price is dropping really quickly. He'll lose ball handling responsibilities, though, now, right? Because Carter Williams seems to be healthy playing, and they also now have Cole Anthony back. So you might see Ross continue to come off the bench with less usage. But I have Ross currently in a player pool. We go back to Lanzo with all those dudes out. They're not out yet. I mean, Alexander Walker's out. Lewis is doubtful or questionable, so we have to see what happens. Nobody's been ruled out yet. Hi, Sal. Terrence Ross, Explosion Day. What did it say? Yeah, the price point's coming down. Explosion Day, I don't know, but 6,400 now. He's no longer 7K plus. Thoughts on Kelly Olynyk? Not for me. Played cash yesterday thanks to the optimizer. Nice. My man Jam, what's up, boss man? Monty Morris, if Bubble Murray misses tonight, Morris will look better. He'll go from 22-minute projection to like 28. The problem with Monty Morris is he's no like slam dunk. The price point will be lower on him, which is where you get the benefit, right? Like Monty Morris right now is just 3,700. That's where you get the benefit. But they have Campazzo out there. They still have Campazzo out there right now. They still have just a lot of guys who can play some PJ Dozier. They have a lot of guys who can pick up some guard minutes. So that's your issue with Monty Morris is he can, like, even if Jamal Murray misses, Monty Morris can still just play like 24 minutes, 25 minutes. So 3,700 though. If Monty Morris picks up a lot of ownership, I'll stay away from it. Do you have a favorite Italian plate that you would not get tired of? I mean, sausage and peppers, like good, actually made sausage and peppers, like in the sauce, right? Like using sauce and actually not just some sauteed peppers and sausage. Like, no, that shit's dry. I mean, baked ziti, sausage and peppers, lasagna. That's probably the answer for me. But there's a lot. Like eggplant parmesan, I like a lot. But that area. Penne alla vodka, tortellini Alfredo, I like those a lot, but penne alla vodka, pretty rich. Tortellini Alfredo, pretty rich as well, but also like dense. So I would probably get tired of that. I probably wouldn't get tired of sausage and peppers just because it's actually like, it's like actually healthy for you. As long as you stay away from like canola oil and terrible vegetable oil, use an Italian oil, or olive oil, Italian oil. Basically, if you use an olive oil, if you're using just sauce, which sauce causes inflammation, but not terrible for you. Compared to some other stuff. And then you just have sausages and peppers and onions. Like that, if you're making it right, can be good for you. So I probably wouldn't get tired of that. Baked ziti obviously is pasta based, like carb loading the shit out of it. You're just going to be crashing left and right. So I could get tired of that. Like when I make baked ziti, I try and make it just for that night, like the amount that I make for me and my girlfriend. We did it last time and it worked out well. Otherwise, like you can, if you have it for like 4 or 5 days, you just feel like an absolute potato for the week. Is a Hornet stack a good idea? Thunder have been giving up 130 plus in the last 3 games. I will never stack an NBA team unless it's a 1 or 2 game slate and you're just forced to. Do I like a good amount of Charlotte players today? Yes. I like Terry Rozier. I like Miles Bridges. If I land on 2 or 3 of them from the team, it's not because I'm saying, oh, I want to stack this team, because there's no correlation there. So there's no correlation in stacking in the NBA. Unless the game goes to overtime, the correlation is coming from directly playing more minutes. That's it. So I'm not stacking it like, if you want to play a couple guys from a team, it's because they are values at their current price points because they have guys out from their team. It is the distinction there is not because you want to stack a specific team because of a team total or something like that. That's already factored into the projections. Best randomness to use for the optimizer to find a decent single entry lineup. You have to play around with it. There's no cure. Every single slate is different, right? There's no clear cut thing. Randomness is going to be different every single slate. I use 27% right here. We can even increase this randomness to 35% if you wanted to see what that starts to look like and let those build some lineups out. If you want to use the big energy optimizer, you can check it out down below. After we check out what some of these lineups crunch out, we can then look at some of the top prize picks today. What do you think about Augustine for value if Wall is out? Wall is expected to play, but so I guess no. But either way, Wall's expected to play, it seems, right now today. So that's the link over to Patreon. Sorry I'm late. Prize Picks. Yeah, hopefully you're not late enough, but we'll check out Prize Picks and then we'll come back to the lineups. So Prize Picks is the sponsor of the program today. I have some top Prize Picks. Let me just reload these. If you want to check it out, I urge you to check it out. Hopefully you got in on the Jason Tatum over 42. We put out 2 Prize Picks in the morning videos when they sponsor a video, which has been most of them. Hopefully you got in on the over Jason Tatum 42 because it's already up to 44 last time I checked. It might even be higher now. It's still up to 44, which is not really a bet I want to take. Robert Williams is the best player in Prize Picks. If you're watching this right now, even if you don't have an account, sign up. Use the code SAL. They'll match you up to $100. You click the link in the description below. Sign up and check it out. Why? Because it's as simple as that. I could even put it in the live chat, the link, if it helps you out. It's as simple as this. Tristan Thompson is back. That's 18 to 20 minutes. Even if Tristan Thompson is limited, 18 to 20 minutes. Thompson can play 24 plus if he starts. 18 to 20 minutes that are now in the rotation at center that they didn't have the last couple of games. Robert Williams is not going to play 30 minutes now. Robert Williams is probably going to play 24 minutes or less. And they're projecting him out as if Tristan Thompson is just not playing anymore. As if Tristan Thompson is not playing today when we've already been told he's off the injury report. So the over on Robert Williams, it was already a no bet for me, so I didn't even really like the over under either way, but now the under is a clear bet. I have Robert Williams projecting out for around 24 fantasy points. So it's a clear as day. I want the under on Robert Williams. He's the best option right now on Prize Picks, so you can put that one in the record books. I see that there's more questions coming in. Don't worry, we'll get to every single question. We always do. I'm going to be putting the link to Prize Picks right now into the chat. Let me just pull it up right here. And then we'll get to the other. I've got 7 guys that I have listed right now. We can get to like a couple of them that I like the most. I'll put the rest in the Discord after this. Just screenshot my note. These are guys that I have wagers on right now. So Robert Williams is going to be one of them. The next guy that your boy is going to like, and we'll get through these relatively quickly, all the way up to the top. Karl Anthony Towns is at a 50 over-under. I've got him at 55 points. It only gets better with the blocks upside. So Karl Anthony Towns on the over. I think that Chuma Okeke is a decent option. 25 points. I've met 25 over-under. I've met 28.5. If you wanted to get there, you can. I have some others that I like a little bit more. The ones that I like a little bit more right now. So those are my 2 favorite options that I just gave you. The Towns over 50 and the under on Robert Williams 36. Those would be my 2 clear-cut favorite options. The other guys that I was looking at, I got Trae Young earlier in the morning when it was a little bit lower. But I have the over 22 on Tim Hardaway Jr. I do like that. He's playing bigger minutes again. I'm projected today for 30 minutes. So the over 22 on Tim Hardaway Jr. This Moses Brown one is very close for me. I don't have a bet, but if you listened to the show earlier today, he can easily get 30 minutes today if the game stays close, right? Other ones that I do like are Terry Rozier on the over 39. I have him at 44. So I think that right now I'd rank it Robert Williams, Towns, and Rozier as my top 3. Conley, I lean Conley over. Booker, I lean Booker over 36. I have him at 39.5. Look, Booker's DraftKings price can be 9K, and I don't have to like him over there because I don't think he scores 45 points. But if they're just projecting him for a 36 over under, yeah, I mean, I think that Booker has the upside to score what I have him projected at around 40 fantasy points today. So those are some of my options. If I had to rank it, I would go Robert Williams, Towns, and then like 3A, 3B with probably Booker and Rozier, and like even 3C with Hardaway. Like they're all kind of similar, but I have those all placed as it stands right now. We can pull back up the new projected lineups with some more randomness increased into them and see what these start to look like. Somebody said hit that like button now. Yes. Clint Capella or Rudy Gobert. So King Sam, what's going on? Just so that you are aware, Clint Capella is questionable today. The answer for me will be Clint Capella if he plays. Larry Magruder, $5 super chat, says, how do you rank your interest for Phoenix versus Utah game? So yeah, we can look at the Phoenix versus Utah game. I appreciate Larry the super chats today. My interest from Phoenix versus Utah today. So Phoenix versus Utah. Let me take out in my projections on my screen everybody that's not from Phoenix or Utah today, and we can look at this. So my interest from Phoenix and Utah would rank in this order. There's really no real interest. It would rank. I have zero interest from Phoenix and Utah, by the way, like in the context of the slate. But I assume that we're talking about right now. Maybe showdown or props or something. But for DraftKings main slate, currently as it stands, I have no interest in any of them. They're all overpriced for now, guys being back and healthy. But my interest would rank as this: Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley, Royce O'Neal, DeAndre Ayton, Jay Crowder, Donovan Mitchell, Clarkson, McCall Bridges, Booker, Joe Ingles, Chris Paul 11, Bojan Bogdanovic 12. And then like there's a bunch of guys like Derek Favors for 16 points and stuff like that. That would be my interest in that order. My actual interest, though, 0 of them are in a player pool for me right now. Now, at over 5%. Like I might get some at like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5%, somewhere around there, but 0 of them are in a player pool at a high percentage right now. Capella is questionable. Correct. Do you like the Martin Bros? No. I do not right now. Yalf says, Chris, what's up? What's going on, Steven? How you doing, Boss Man? He says, what's up, Sal? What's up? Does Prize Picks require your bank info, or can you withdraw with PayPal? I use my debit card. When you're withdrawing, you're saying when you're withdrawing, I withdraw to a bank. I'm not sure if you can withdraw through PayPal. I'm sure somebody in the chat right now will know if you can withdraw through PayPal or not. But I just withdraw to my bank. What do we got? Brown and Smart together, okay? Yeah. What do you think about Augustine for value? No, well, not for me personally. Is there a game or two that you prefer to target today? No specific games that I'm looking at, just specific players. Can we get down to some prize picks, my dude? Yep, we just did. You killed it on the prize picks. Money. Yeah, man. Some people were winning yesterday. I saw a couple of people win. One person won $500 last night on prize picks. A couple other people won a couple $100, $50 here and there. Morning Bros in a player pool for you? Not right now. Yeah, so be sure to get into prize picks. They're sponsoring this program. They sponsor the morning shows. SuperDraft is sponsoring the golf shows this week. And SuperDraft, my contest it's free to enter. So if you want to check out this contest, it's free to enter. I'll drop the link in it. This is for the Masters tomorrow, but it costs you $0 to enter. There's a couple $100 to first place, and it's only 13% filled. This contest is going to lock at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I mean, they made it 1,000 people. I told them not to make it 1,000 people. I told them to make it a couple hundred people. They made it 1,000. So this is not on me. And their mobile app doesn't let you click through to that link to go and sign up. So this is all on them. This is their fault for not setting this up properly. But 138 people. This is 13.8% filled, this contest. It's my free roll presented by Sal, right? $100 to first, $500 in the contest. You can win some merch as well, some giveaways. Go in and get in this contest because it's not even 14% filled, and it's going to be filling in 16 hours. And I'm the only one. It's not a public contest. It's a private contest, so nobody's really going to see this. So yeah. Go in and get in there because they screwed up. Sal, what brand of Girardenina is in your fridge right now? I can't pronounce that. If that's an Italian word, I literally don't know what the fuck that is. The fuck is this shit that this guy's talking about? Oh, I would call that some motherfucking pickled carrots and shit. I went to a couple Italian markets over the past couple of days. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like the hot foods because that's normally comes hot, I believe. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. I like the little marinated mushrooms, though. Those things are fucking ballin'. Obviously, roasted red peppers, olives. But this shit I'm not in. I'm not in for the green pepper, red pepper, green olives. I hate green olives. Jalapenos, hate that shit. So that shit ain't for me. No brands. Never in my fridge. So how can I find the contest? I already have a SuperDraft account. Yeah, it's a private contest. You can only get into it from an invite, which is now in the chat right now. I counted 83 players tagged. Game time decision are out from 18 teams. It's hard to get a feel for these games. I mean, I don't know what you're counting, my man. There's 18 games playing today. 83 players tagged as game time decisions are out. You shouldn't be looking at the injury reports because, I mean, I can rule out 7 guys who haven't played in months, right? So, I mean, actual pertinent news that we need right now today is 6 or 7 guys. I'm in the SuperDraft Masters game. All I know from DFS Golf is from you. I look forward to humbling you about to drop on me. I'm in that contest as well. I gotta add my lineup. I'm getting a lot of Josh Richardson. Am I crazy? Not crazy, but I wouldn't want a lot. I'll pull up Dallas's minutes. I wouldn't want a lot of Josh Richardson, but I mean, I'm getting some Josh Richardson. I have Josh Richardson today for big minutes, 32. He's cheap, not much value on the slate, so it makes sense. Wendell Carter or Brown today? Jaylen Brown or Wendell Carter? I'll take Jaylen Brown. Indy News is updated. The Indy News has been updated, I've been told right now. Let's see. The Indy News, Jeremy Lamb likely to play, Miles Turner unlikely to play, Brogdon unlikely to play, Sabonis unlikely to play. All right, so I already have projected out Sabonis and Miles Turner, but now Brogdon is also out. So I'm going to have to update on my end the injury news for Brogdon being out, which is pretty massive news because some of these guys already looked really good. So it's Karis LeVert night, which if you're quick enough to get in over on Prize Picks right now, if you have it up on your screen or you're about to sign up, they probably already changed these over-unders. I would assume they already changed the over-unders, but if not, we have to get some Karis LeVert right now. So, yeah, they already took them off. So they already took down. They're already off the board, sadly. They're quick to react right now. They already took off, I believe, the Karis LeVert. Let's just double-check this by... Yeah, Karis LeVert. They already took off the guys right there. Thoughts on Justin Holiday and Lamb for value if the Pacers guys are out again? Yeah, it seems like a couple of those guys are going to be out. So I'll update this. I'll update this momentarily. I'm going to run some stuff in the background. But now with Sabonis out, and now with Malcolm Brogdon likely out and Turner and all those guys out, obviously lots of upside for Goga Betances. He's going to look like an absolute... Goga Betances, if he starts today, is going to be a lock. Karis LeVert is going to be a very strong play. Doug McDermott is now going to be a very strong play. So I'll update these minutes as we go. I was expecting there would be no Sabonis and Turner. Turner getting hurt yesterday. There being no Brogdon, I was not expecting. So that's 33 minutes that I now have to put back into the rotation. So, I mean... 6 there, so 27. I'll add this up as we go through. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of upside now. Edmund Sumner's going to look like a strong play. Obviously, Holiday's going to look like a strong play. Lamb is expected to play. Don't know how many minutes I can actually comfortably give him. Goga Batanzas is now going to be probably a lock. Like Goga Batanzas for me is going to project out for around 30 fantasy points today at $30,000 flat. So, I mean, that is a guy that you lock in there. And he's got blowout proof run. I joined your free golf tournament. Thank you for it. I'm not going to watch golf videos. See if I can get into it. I'm going to watch the golf videos. Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah. Best of luck, man. The video that we launched today, the live stream that we did earlier today, it's up on the channel. It's got Dustin Johnson as the thumbnail, Masters Final Picks. That's a very good video for building lineups. Be sure to check it out. Any interest in Will Barton? Not really. Randall over Trae Young, Jason Tatum. I prefer in that order. Give me Trae Young, Tatum, and Randall. Randall last. All my Dalaruskis now, Sal. Take it. MLB is where it's made. Yeah. We like it. We like it. We like it. Thoughts on Goga Badeas and Marshall? I'm not really interested in Marshall until we see more news, but Goga is probably a lock right now. That's what I'm talking about, Sal, fellas. You just got schmacked. We just got schmacked. I'd love to hear it. Dylan Brooks in the player pool tonight? I don't believe so. FanDuel has Levert back on the props. Fan Fuel. Oh, what is Fan Fuel? I don't know what that is. Michael Porter Jr., DeRozan, or Tatum on SuperDraft. Oof. I'm getting all the questions. For SuperDraft specifically, so I'm going to update these now in Indy. SuperDraft specifically, out of all those options you just gave me, DeRozan, Tatum. Give me Tatum. I'll take Tatum out of all those options. TJ McConnell for you, likely now going to make a player pool. I'll see if he's a yes, though, as I am waiting for some sims to finish up on my end. The link. Alrighty, cool. Let me just grab this. Cool. And let's see if we got it all updated now. Beautiful. All right, so I'm just transferring it over. FanDuel, my man. Oh, FanDuel props. Sorry, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, oh, what the hell is Fan Fuel? Somebody's join the contest. Just join the contest also. Yeah, get up in the contest, man. I'm number 141 in the contest. Let's see how many people are in the contest now. So obviously, you guys don't want it to fill. Me with a sponsor trying to fill it wants it to fill, but we're not going to fill 1,000. I told him to put a couple hundred people in here. We're up to 151. So we're up to 15% filled. I can guarantee you that this thing probably does not fill over 30%. It'll fill 300 people at the very most. And that's if I really try and put on a campaign before people start to go to bed in these next like 4 or 5 hours, right? So this thing's probably going to get about 200 people at most in it. So yeah, take advantage of it. Tell your brother, your mother, your friend, your aunt, your uncle. Or don't. You probably have a better chance if you don't. So now with Brogdon doubtful to play, let's start to put in these new minutes so we can inform you people and make some new lineups out here on my end. So obviously we know that there's going to be now some locks on the screen. Like Goga is going to be a lock assuming that he starts. He's going to be 100% of my lineups. The optimizer might not give me that, but I will automatically force him into 100% of my lineups. Goga right now, Badeas, is projecting out for 29.1 points for me. He's projecting out as a 9.7 upside guy. McDermott is projecting out for 26.8. He's a yes. Brogdon is out, so we will take him out with a 0. These guys are not on SuperDraft tonight, so that makes it a little bit easier for updating some stuff. Bear with me as I finish updating. Sumner goes to not much of a difference, 20.7. Still in play strongly at $3,500. I want to see what the starting lineup is. Levert is projecting out for 22.6 points, so hard to ignore that. Jeremy Lamb for 21.6, 21.5, so Jeremy Lamb in a player pool. Justin Holiday, I'm never really on, but going to look decent today at 23 flat points. Yeah, I mean, these guys look fantastic. TJ McConnell for me is projecting out for 29.9 points. He is a yes now. So for the person that asked about TJ McConnell, now a yes. Jakar Sampson is 18.6. I mean, that's not bad. It'll probably make a player pool for me. And then Keelan Martin, not going to be getting much. Aaron Holiday probably gets a decent amount of points. So, yeah, I mean, that's where we're at right now. Let me just add Aaron Holiday on my side because I did not project him for minutes today, assuming that Brogdon was going to play. Alrighty, cool. So Aaron Holiday is going to look decent as well. Holiday is what's his price? $3,200. Yeah, he's not going to look great. I mean, 17.8 points is not great, but it's something. Alrighty, so now we have that updated. All the fellow patrons, the projections are going to be updated in a couple seconds, and we can now update the optimizer. So on the screen right now, let's update the optimizer so we can run some new lineups. So we can run some new lineups out there now. Is Jay Brown playable without Kemba? Yes. Yes, of course, for sure. Maybe not of course is the right word, but yes. Kendrick Williams is the best small forward player in the slate. Incorrect. McConnell for you? Yes, McConnell is now a yes for me. Just join the contest. Love to hear. Cousin Sal, who's your favorite Pacer play now? Goga Batanzas is the best play in the slate. So, Brogdon out update. So, for all the Patreon fellas and ladies out there, we are... We have updated for the Indy fellas. Alrighty. So, let's now run a new set here of lineups. Let's put in 3 uniques, 3 from a team, so we won't get a shit ton of Pacers. And let's put in 25% randomness, and let's build out 50 lineups and go from there. So let's building out some lineups now that we have that updated. So So minutes-wise, I'm giving Levert basically like 34 minutes, 35 minutes. McConnell, I'm giving 28. Betances, I'm giving 26 minutes. Looks good. McDermott, close to 30. Holiday, close to 30. I'll put the minutes up on the screen, though. This will make it a lot easier for all of you. So these are now the updated minutes that I'm giving these fellows. Obviously, we have to see what ends up happening with these starting lineups. But these are going to be the updated minutes that I give to all of these guys. Just pulling them over from this page. Alrighty, cool. Aaron Holiday is also going to be in this. I gave Aaron Holiday 18 minutes, so Holiday also in this. Doug McDermott plays horrible without Sabonis. Minutes are minutes, my man. Cheap price point. Doug McDermott is in a player pool. Also, I'll update the just player pool options. This is where I currently stand. So obviously a very good team now with not a lot of options in the slate in general. T-Ross playable tonight? Yes. Tatum or Brown ranked better for you point per dollar wise tonight. So from Boston tonight, between Tatum and Brown, I currently have Brown grading out better. Brown's actually a yes for me. Tatum is not, based on the recent updates. Sal, can you link your SuperDraft PJ contest here? Yeah, Max, what's going on? Yeah, I can link it here again. I linked it a little bit higher up, so I'll just go and I'll snag that link. Yeah, so there's a SuperDraft contest, free to enter. Wendell Carter is starting. Beautiful. I don't have to change anything. Is Sabonis out? He's unlikely to play. Yes. Zion, Tatum, or KD today? Give me Tatum. My guy Sal, just a one-man army running the business. Guys, hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button for sure. I appreciate you, my man JM. I know that you're now a Patreon recently, so appreciate you. Does PrizePicks require bank information to withdraw? Yeah, I mean, that's an option. If anybody in here withdraws through PayPal on PrizePicks, you can let me know. But bank information, yeah, that's an option. I mean, any site where you're putting money in and trying to withdraw is going to require your bank information. And if not, they'll have at least PayPal, something like that. Who is a lock on the Pacers? Goga Betances is the only lock. Karis LeVert is very close to being, not 100% lineups, but very close to being a very strong play. But Goga Betances is going to be pretty clearly a lock for me. Let's see how much I get of him. I got 92% of Goga Betances in my latest run. So this is not going to stay the same. I'm going to be putting rules on to not get this much of these guys. But you can now see on a slate that does not have a lot of value, the only value that is currently out there is these guys. So this is on the most recent run. This is not my lineups. This is just playing around with stuff. We still have an hour and a half until the lineups crunch. I'm probably going to play 100% of Goga, assuming he starts. If it's Jakar Sampson starting, I mean, he's not a center, so I assume it's Goga. But assuming that Goga starts, I'll play 100% of him tonight. They have no centers. They don't have Sabonis. They don't have Miles Turner. So the only next guy in line on that team is Goga Betances. I keep saying Betances, I think. Dylan Betances, Daylon. Yeah, it's Betances. So you're going to get a lot of guys from Indy on this slate. You're going to get a good amount from Charlotte because that's where a lot of the value is currently coming from. Some's coming from OKC, but not a lot of it is consistent. I clicked the link and it didn't take me to the contest, says Devin. Yeah, for whatever reason, people are clicking the link on mobile and it's not taking them to the contest. If you sign in on mobile and then you click the link, it will take you to the contest. But if you just click the link, it'll just take you to the homepage. If it's taking you to, you're signed in, it's taking you and still not taking you there, then you have to sign in on desktop, and I'll put that feedback. I'll actually send that feedback to them right now, just in case people still want to sign up. I'll say been promoting the contest. I'll say seems as if people can only join via desktop, mobile not working. Sorry, I'm just typing out a message to my guy at SuperDraft. I just told him that, like, yeah, it's not working on mobile, so I assume that it's turning away like 50+%. I mean, more than half of the people I assume are, based on my analytics, watched through an iPhone or an Android. Sorry, I appreciate it. Just turned it back in. Thanks, man. No problem, man. There you go. Is it okay to use 3 Pacers in Singleton tree? As it stands right now, yeah, you can. Rozier or Lonzo? Right now for me, Lonzo without news on Brandon Ingram. D'Lo and Justin Holiday or Barton and Rui if he plays. I don't want either of those options. I'll be honest with you, my man, Max. D'Lo, I assume, is still going to be on a minutes limit. If they tell you D'Lo is not on a minutes limit, then go to D'Lo. But assuming that D'Lo is on a minutes limit, that's not interesting to me. Sal, is there a way to put projections in order by best plays to worst on Patreon instead of by team? Yeah. There's a section called rating. So I'll pull up the projections right now just so this can be easier for you. Or I won't even pull the projections up. I'll just do this. So these filters right here should be on your end right now, right? So you should have these filters and you just click them and you can just do it. So all the way over here for projections, you can take it by projections by rating. So top rated plays right here. And then you can just click it and it will now rate them highest. So Betances is obviously the best, right? Or Betances. If for whatever reason you're not getting these filters to pop up, they should pop up. Just go up to your Excel and go into data on the top up here. So you can go into data right here and you just click filter, and then they go on and off, on and off. So hopefully that helps you. But yeah, then you can just filter them and sort them by top rated play. And that's how you do it. That's how I do it usually when I'm looking at the plays. Sometimes I'll do it by team because it's easier to update it that way. But top rated plays, you can filter it by interest so you can get all of my yeses in a column. Also, we have a video on all the projections that show you how to use that specific tool, whether it's MMA, MLB, NBA, and it'll show you all those things that we just went through. But yeah, hopefully it helps. How often do you withdraw and how do you handle your bankroll? I usually play... I withdraw like all the time, but I keep it in like PayPal. So I just keep it in a middle ground because I just don't, I mean, DraftKings is now a big public company, so I'm sure that they are pretty secure, but I just trust PayPal a little bit more. Their whole job is to handle secure money, right? How much money that DraftKings has now, though, I assume they're pretty safe. But it's just something that I've been doing always. So like if you ever see my balance, like might have a couple thousand in there at most. My bankroll specifically, I guess I'm a little bit different. Like I don't play, you will hear people out there that are playing like 1 to 2% of their bankroll. Those people have $200,000 that they're playing. Like they just have a lot of money on the side. They are probably a very wealthy individual and they just have a lot of money on the side so they can play 1 to 2%, which means $2,000 a night. I personally play in each night in the NBA if it's a big slate, anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. NFL weekends, I'll play more than that, but right around there usually. So that's where I'm currently at. Last year we won a little bit over 20,000 profit in DFS, like 23,000 in profit in DFS. I'm not trying to win $100,000. I mean, if I win $100,000, that's great in a year. But the way that I play small field, single entry, and 3 max, a lot of the tournaments when I end up banking them, I'm winning $1,000, $2,000, maybe $5,000. I'm not going to win 10, 20, 30,000. I just don't play in those contests. And it works for me. I have a lot of success playing in the smaller. I mean, it's like if you think about it as a stock market, a lot of people want to pick individual stocks, and that is a very risky game. Sure, it can shoot all the way up for you, and you could benefit and win the Million Maker, right? If you want to compare it to DFS, or most of the time for most people, you just don't win anything. You lose all your money. Or you can differentiate that by going to safer contests or safer stocks or portfolios in the stock market. The comparison for me is differentiating to go into small field, single entry, and 3 max, things along those lines. So I guess I don't play like a specific percentage because I used to have a defined bankroll. I used to have a defined bankroll of like $10,000 that I would play with in DFS. And I would play like 1,000 of that a night. So 10% of it, which is a lot. But now I don't have a defined bankroll. Now I'm like secure in terms of my finances to the point where there's not like a cutoff for me. It's like, how much are you willing to lose? I mean, I'm not willing to lose $50,000 and I don't think it'll ever get there. If I end up losing tens of thousands of dollars year over year, well, then I'm probably going to stop playing. I'll probably have an issue at that point. But I feel secure about how I play it. So, I mean, I don't have like a certain amount in DraftKings. I have a certain amount in just on reserve and cash in my different types of accounts if I needed to ever deposit. But I currently have like 20 to 30,000 just sitting in PayPal that is specifically just for like DFS play. Like I think it's like 35 or something like that. So, yeah. Now people out there trying to hack the PayPal. Don't worry, we got that shit secure. We got like 7 different things that you need to do to get the fuck in there. Ricky responded. The guy that's my SuperDraft contact. I told him that like been promoting the content. Seems like people can't only join via desktop and not mobile because when you're clicking the link, it's not taking you there. So many people have been telling me the last couple of days. He just responds with "Hold my beer." Yeah, it's weird. I click the link and it just takes me to the main page of the site. All right, cool, Devin. Yeah, I guess Ricky's on it. He says hold his beer. Zion or Julius Randle DK tiers tonight. I will take Randle. Who you got projected higher? I'll take Randle. Jalen or Levert? Bridges or Tate single entry. So let's pull back up some of these minutes here, and we can pull back up Indy's minutes for new people coming in. Indy is the hot news. I'm going to see if there's any other news that just came out. Dude that eats boneless wings, close the fridge with their hips. I don't know what that means, my man. I don't know what that means. Do you have SuperDraft rankings anywhere, says Steve? Yeah, so I just have like top plays. So on SuperDraft, I have projections, and then I have top plays. So yeses or nos. There's no like rating. Like there's no point per dollar rating because there's no salaries on SuperDraft, right? So there's not really much ways to rank SuperDraft, like plays. And I'm not going to go through one by one 160 guys or 180 guys, right, and rank them and update them like that. Like you have to have some sort of formula, but there's no prices, so there's no way to compare everybody individually. There's multipliers, but that doesn't let you compare them. So yeah, on Patreon, we have SuperDraft projections and we have SuperDraft interest pools, which means yes, maybes, and nos. So like tonight on SuperDraft, I have a player pool of 31 players. Out of 31 players, I have a priority of 12 guys. So that's like kind of, they are ranked in that way, right? They're ranked in tiered off in terms of priority interest. So also I'm playing 4 pages in a 11 field tournament. Like 11 people are in that field. Yeah, you can just play a cash lineup. Do you like Donovan or DeRozan? If I had to pick one, I would end up taking DeRozan. Do you like Elise Johnson will get more run tonight? I give him 0 minutes. What's up, Rick Radar? How you doing? Is Bridges still a good play? Thanks. Yes, I believe he is a good play still. Yes, sir. Pull up some other minutes on the screen right now. Pull up Minnesota's minutes. I'm giving D'Angelo Russell 25 minutes tonight, so I think he's still limited. Biggie says, hey, Sal, what's up? I went into the contest through my mobile on SuperDraft. Nice. Did it work? Good to hear. Strongly considering 5 Pacers. Thoughts? Not for me right now. I mean, if you're playing in cash, maybe you can get away with that, but really not for me. Sean, what do we got? Signed in and it worked. Lovely. Love to hear that you signed in and it worked. Let's see how many people are now in that contest. Yeah, if you're just joining in, more people have joined in. I'm hosting a free Masters contest on SuperDraft. Even if you're in a state where it's not legal, this will work for you because it's a free contest. We only have 16% of the field is filled. So just 16% is filled. The link is in the description, but it's also in the chat right now. So get up in there. It's free to enter. You just use either my SuperDraft projections or just guess, but it's free to enter, and there's a couple $100 to first. It's my contest this week. So if we can get these things, they're not going to fill. Like, this is a lofty goal. I wanted there to be like 300 to 500 people in this. So I think we can get it to like 200. So be sure to check it out. It's in the chat. If you're watching the replay, it'll be in the description below. Russell on a low 20 minutes limit. Is that what they said? They gave us the updated? Yeah, I have him at 25, so it's only going to get worse for him. Tristan Thompson will play today. Robin Lopez will play. Ruby will play today. So a lot of guys are going to end up playing today. Cool. Russell will play off the bench yet again, and he's on a low minutes limit. All right, so low 20s. I could drop his minutes now from 25 to 22 and basically just give minutes elsewhere. So, I mean, I'll give 1 to Ricky Rubio. I'll update this on the back end and 2 to Jordan McLaughlin, but it's not going to matter for any of those guys. Smallest forward is tough tonight. Yeah, usually is. By the way, I won $3K from $100 off of the Big Energy Optimizer. B Lake in the chat. Turning $100 30 times, I think, if the math is right on that, to $3,000. The Big Energy Optimizer strikes again. Let's go. Westbrook a lock with Beal being a game time decision? Nope. If Beal is out, Westbrook will be a very strong play. Will be the priority pay-up option at that point. Alrighty, I got a new link. To use. Try this one. So that one, he said, should work now for mobile people as well. So people who are tuning in on mobile as well, that link should work now. So I'm going to go change that link. Into the golf video so people can actually get in now. Best 3-person field plays tonight. 3-person field. So you're talking about a 3 max? I mean, you're going to have to go to Goga Batantis as a lock. Karis LeVert will look really good. But those guys are going to be owned in a 3-person field. So it's just all about getting different in 1 to 2 spots in a 3-man. That's about it. You're going to be playing very much so the similar plays elsewhere. Let me just type in free. And if you're on SuperDraft and like it's your first time playing over there, you can use the code SAL if you actually want to deposit. Their PJ Albatross contest. Albatross, which is a very rare score that you can get in golf. The double eagle. If you want to check that out, you can. Oh, shit. I just fucked up. I can't put a SuperDraft link in the description. They will big ban me for life on that. So I don't want to do that. So let's just leave the old one for now. Sal, tell your SuperDraft boy we wait in here in PA. Yeah, I mean, look, it's your state. It's not SuperDraft. SuperDraft can launch in PA anytime that they want. But what's the point of going into a state that has a lot of competition, right? They're never going to do that. Like, if you're a smaller company, your funds are better allocated in states with not a lot of competition, not in PA where it's all the competition in PA and New Jersey. Murray or LeVert? LeVert. Current top 10 yeses. My current top 10 yeses as it stands right now, Badeas is 100% lock. McDermott, Tony Bradley, LeVert, McConnell, Bridges, as Miles Bridges, Wendell Carter, Jonas Valanciunas, Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier. And then Jokic would be number 11 if people are wondering where he sits. Patty Mills or Morris from Denver? Morris from Denver if Murray is out. Otherwise, Patty Mills. Small forward is so tough tonight. Yeah. Thoughts on this? Sal says Jaden, LeVert, Lonzo, Fee, Brown, Anderson. Who is Anderson? Kyle Anderson. It's okay. I think you lack major upside there. Like, LeVert has a lot of upside tonight. Brown has, yeah, I think you lack a lot of upside with Brown and Tatum together and no overall pay-up stud. Like, having Svi, Anderson, and like Pokovetsky and Svi from the same team as, like, kind of sketchy plays. Yeah, I would say you lack major upside. You like Christian Wood tonight? Not really. Monty Morris or Patty Mills? If I had to pick one, it would be Patty Mills unless Jamal Murray is out. If Monty Morris starts, then him. So there's a little bit of a contingency there. Now I'm being told to try this one on my phone, so let's see what this one does. Masters free roll. So let's try this one now. So this one should work better. There's just a bunch of links in the description. There's some links. So we stacking the Pacers again today. Somebody says, thoughts on McConnell, Levert, Brown, McDermott, Badeas, Morant, Bridges, and Cat. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds chalky. Morant will get you different. Yeah, Morant will get you different enough. But sound like if you're trying to win the $100,000, you're not going to do it with that. You might split it with a bunch of people, but you're not going to do it with that. Alrighty, to close right now. The top plays that I like currently on PrizePicks as we close this out. Again, the sponsor of the program, be sure to use code SAL, S-A-L, the link in the description below. The under on Robert Williams under still 36 with Tristan Thompson now in play. So the under on Robert Williams is the best play. Just take it, print your money, and move on. So the under on Robert Williams is the best play. Towns over 50, I like a lot, especially now with confirmation that D'Angelo Russell is on a sharp minutes limit. You can even take Russell on the under if you want to. I'm not really as keen on that one. So Towns over and Robert Williams under. I already have this one placed, but we'll just click on them to show you. These are my two favorite options right now. Outside of that, there's some other options that look decent. Decent to good, I would say. But those are going to be my two favorite if you're looking just for them. Terry Rozier on the over looks good. I lean the over on Tim Hardaway Jr. I have that at 26. He's at 22. Brown, I actually think, has a very good upside for the over, but I'm not taking it. Just because the blowout risk is just so high with that team. It's so terrible. And then Booker over 36. So all these are actually still staying pretty nicely. So you can check those out there. Linked down below. Any final questions, get them in right now. And we can go from there. What is the updated top 12? The updated top 12 is very messy because there's some maybes and some no's in there because there's a lot of value now on the slate. But about literally just 2 minutes ago, we gave the updated top 10 yeses. So you can check those out. If you're interested in any other things, you can check out Patreon. But if you want to get the top 10 yeses, we just scroll back 2 minutes ago. Just signed up a Patreon with PrizePicks with your code. So let's do this, says Alan. Yeah, Alan, get up in there. Get the under right now. I highly recommend the under on Rob Williams. With Tristan Thompson back, if it ends up doesn't working out for us, well, I apologize, everybody. But I just know that my money's in there as well on that under pretty heavily as well. A couple $100 riskies. So be sure to check all of that out. Do you think Wendell Carter Jr. hits the over? I'm not touching it. I have Wendell Carter Jr. It's not a bet that I want to touch. I have him projected right now for 33.8 points. His over-under, Wendell Carter's, is 34. So, no, I have him at 33.8. He's a good play in DraftKings, but the over-under on PrizePicks is not it for me. Alrighty, what's your Christian Wood projection? Asks Max Howell. I thought I was going to say Holloway right there. We had some fighters in the chat. 39.3. Gotta love Orlando being so prompt with those starters. Take note of that, rest of the NBA. Yeah, Orlando has been the gold standard for the last 3 or 4 years with starters. Thoughts on Desmond Bane tonight? Not for me. Why are people putting full lineups in the chat? Yeah, I mean, they just want them reviewed. I can't blame them. I've been there once in the past, 4 or 5 years ago, watching content. I can't blame them. I mean, you just want a lineup reviewed. You don't got people to bounce it off of in your personal life. But if people are putting full lineups in the chat, yeah, bounce those lineups off of people in the Discord. But also, yeah, I mean, I know the logistics of why people are questioning it because now a lot of people see it and maybe they'll steal it, right? And now you're splitting. Kyrie or Trae Young with savings? Give me Trae Young with the savings. Is Brutal E. Brown a good pivot with Harden out? Who is Brutal E. Brown? Do you like Bertans? Not really. Oh, is Bruce Brown a good pivot with Harden out? No, because Kevin Durant is returning. So that lineup that Ryan was giving me was for an 11-man. Yeah, I think that's a good lineup because Morant won't be highly owned. The rest will be highly owned, but I think it'll make you different enough with Morant. Cole Anthony tonight? Nope, have him only at 18 minutes for Cole Anthony. If Capella's out, do you like to go to Onika? If Onika is starting, will look good, yes. The Pacers, yes. The Pacers look great today. My Pacers, I'm playing 100% of Goga Badeas as of right now, assuming he starts. Thoughts on Wanamaker tonight? I can't get there. I know people want to get cute and play Wanamaker because he saw a decent minutes in a couple of games, and one was a blowout. I've got him at 22 minutes tonight. He's not a good fantasy point per minute producer. They still have Terry Rozier out there and Devontae Graham to handle the ball. So, no, I'm not getting there. I'm not falling for that noise. Thanks, Sal. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy yours as well. All right, everybody. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe before you go. Tomorrow's content. Manpreet will be live on the channel around noon, 1 p.m., somewhere around there in the afternoon, the early afternoon, talking MMA this weekend. So MMA is back after a week off. So you can check that out. That will be linked down below. Actually, did they take a week off? Right? I can't even remember now. I believe there's been a week off. Yeah, it was Bellator last week on Friday. So MMA tomorrow, NBA video in the morning, NBA live stream later in the day around 5 p.m. East Coast time, MMA in the afternoon, and then the Masters starts. So be sure to get in on all your Masters content. Be sure to hit the like before you go. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, JM. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, everybody in the chat right now. Any concern with KD's minutes limit? Yeah, I do. I don't want to play KD. I said beginning of the stream, we only have him at 30 minutes. We don't like him. How many Pacers would you use in a 500-man contest? 2 to 3. because I'm playing 100% Bateas, so 2 to 3. All right, everybody, peace out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be sure if you're watching right now, I know there's 300 or so of you. Somebody's not subscribed, right? So one of you is not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. NFL content will be starting to drop in a couple of weeks. I'm doing the behind the scene works right now on a lot of rookie profiles. So you all rock. See you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Lock is in an hour and 10 minutes. Be sure to take advantage of Prize Picks. That code SAL. Free money bonus up to $100 Rooskies. Be sure to get in on Patreon. Y'all rock. Y'all the best. See you in the next one. Peace out, gang.